Barkley Goodrow wins it for the New York Rangers in overtime. 3 overtime games this postseason and 3 overtime victories. A massive must-win game for the New York Rangers. They get it done 2-1 over the Florida Panthers. Series is now tied 1 game apiece, and it'll head back to Florida for game 3, or head to Florida for the first time for game 3 Sunday afternoon. Joe, what a crazy game. We're talking about it all fair. This series is grueling. It is stressful. It is draining as a fan for both of these teams, Florida Rangers fan, whatever you are. These games have been crazy, especially tonight. Game 1 was not anywhere close to tonight's level of energy and pace of play. But tonight was crazy. Yeah, that stretch in a third period where it was like 6 minutes without a whistle.
Yeah,
it was crazy. To open up overtime, Rangers had a flurry of chances. You also had the Hedl chance in overtime. There were so many chances on both ends, but the Rangers break through. What was your instant reaction to this one before we break it all down?
Dude, I'll say it again. These games are freaking, they're torture. I mean, they're so painful to watch. I mean, these teams are just committing to just shut down defense, clogging the neutral zone, clogging shooting lanes. I mean, geez, dude. These games are tough to watch as a Rangers fan. But, we got the win, and the legend himself, Barkley Goodrow, wristers one top cheddar. Absolute tonight.
Wins the face-off. Wins the defensive zone face-off. Then goes snipe top cheddar with by the cookies, and wins it in overtime. Yeah, I mean, these games are just they very nerve-wracking to watch. You're really starting to get that 2022 feel, like when the Rangers were that 2022 run the Rangers had. Every game was so intense. It was so nerve-wracking. And through the first 10 games of the playoffs for the Rangers, you couldn't really say that much. The first 4 games against the Capitals were, it kind of felt like regular season hockey. Even the environment in MSG wasn't quite, because again, it was the first round. Capitals were an easy matchup. And even Carolina, once you went up 2-0, you kind of had a good feeling about that series. I know obviously things got a little, shaky there towards the end, but really that series, there was a couple points, but this series just through 2 games, it's a gauntlet. It's going to be back and forth every other game. The Rangers, I think I would be shocked if this series does not go 7 at this point, where, Rangers probably split in Florida, let's say, come back, win game 5 at home, then Florida will probably win game 6, and then it'll come down probably to a game 7 at MSG. But yeah, I mean, these games are really starting to feel like it's just
they're not fun to watch.
This is late May, June hockey right now. It's much more rewarding though. I'd rather watch these type of games and feel the way you feel during these 60 minutes or plus, in this case, of overtime hockey that we got tonight, and win, and just that joy of victory, than what we saw against the Capitals, where you were kind of just like, get this series over with already. It's just like they're not even in our league. So losing these games suck, especially this late in the playoffs, but winning them like tonight is crazy. I guess I'll start with that. We'll just go to overtime before we kind of break down the game itself. How optimistic were you going into overtime? Because I think that's kind of been a question we've started off with the last couple overtimes for the Rangers.
I was nervous, but I kind of if this team is going to win, they're going to win games like this. Like, this is a game that they win. And that, I deep down inside, I know obviously nothing is like guaranteed. Any bounce can go either way. Like, they could lose, they could win, but it just feels like this team just has that, it has it. And I mean, I feel like both fan bases would say the same thing. Nervous, hopeful the team's going to win, but I don't know. I honestly I wasn't leaning one way or the other. But it was nerve-wracking to watch, and Barkley Goodrow gets the winner. So
yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I wasn't feeling like overly optimistic or overly non-optimistic, I guess, if that's what the word you want to use. I was kind of in the middle. The way the Rangers started, I'm like, okay, they're gonna they're going to win this. It seemed like it might be the second overtime game against Carolina, where the way they started overtime, it's like this might only take 5-6 minutes and we might be out of here. And then the play kind of evened again. Carolina started to, or not Carolina, Florida rather, started to get some chances. And then it felt like around the 8-9 minute mark, I'm like, yeah, this is going to a second overtime. And
I kind of agree. It kind of felt like
it just felt like either team was kind of scared to make the major mistake.
1000%. Where it's just like, no, like I said, even the whole game felt like it. They weren't taking chances. Yeah. It was commitment to defense, and it just felt like a fluky shot or like a rebound or something was gonna score. And let's be honest here.
Scary part.
Bobrovsky's probably got to save that. I mean, a wrist shot from outside the circles
from Gaudreau.
Not a great goal to give up, but it's the playoffs though. So sometimes you're gonna get bad bounces, bad breaks, and sometimes you're gonna get the good breaks, good bounces. Like we had the I can't even talk, dude. Unfortunate bounce where it goes off Lafreniere's stick and goes in the net, and then I wouldn't consider it a bounce, but kind of a lucky goal, like a goal that Bobrovsky should have. So but we'll take it. Like I said, in the playoffs, I think it'd be luck, but also nerves too. Maybe I feel like a goaltender can get a little like jumpy at like shots like that, where it kind of seems like a routine shot. Like, okay, this is gonna be a save, but in the back of your head, you're like, I got to make every save. Obviously, it's overtime. But yeah, I didn't think it was a great goal to give up. But listen, at the end of the day, as Ranger fans, will take it, and that was a huge win. They kept showing the only one team out of whatever it was to lose.
Yeah, the 1945 Red Wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like, to be honest with you, it kind of felt like this was like when it felt like the third period and overtime was the two overtime periods, because whoever scored in third period, the game was over. Maybe it ends up 3-1 because they hit the empty netter, let's say, but this was probably the only game that was only going to see one more goal after the second period.
1,000, like that third period, 1,000% felt like a.
And what again is like, Rangers win this game 2-1, awesome, but there was still parts of this game where it's like, as much as the Rangers this year have been labeled that team of destiny, they've won these type of games, it still feels like this series we've had some of that bad luck where you had the Wenberg hit the post again. You have the crazy guy's not even looking at the puck, hits his rear end on the Hedl shot.
What do you?
And you're how many more chances are we gonna miss like this? It's just unlucky.
When you mentioned Wenberg, what'd you think of that hit? You think if that was Rempe, it gets tossed?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think of it that way. He probably does. I mean, I've seen a bunch of Devils fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, Rangers fans are complaining about a hit that Rempe would lay." Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a clean hit, obviously. It looked like Wenberg at first was knocked out. Like when he first hit the ground, like.
Would you say unlucky? I guess lucky for us because VC got hurt, but I was about to say, would you say unlucky for us because the guy can't hit the ocean from the middle of the water, or can't hit water from the middle of the ocean? Like, he can't score. He cannot score.
What's the saying? He can't hit water if he jumped off a boat. Is that it?
Well, yeah, and any analogy you want to make, the guy can't score.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, I thought it was dirty. I was a little surprised at first they said 5 minutes, right? I believe they said it at first.
It looked like a headshot, but I mean, it was definitely interference, though, because he definitely wasn't close to the puck.
And Wenberg sort of saw him, not really.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, obviously, he's a good defensive player. We don't want him to get hurt, like, jokes aside, but, I mean, he definitely has to be better offensively. I mean, he rifled one off, like, I think it was around the elbow of the post or of the goal frame. Almost scored there. But
you couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat.
Like I said, whatever analogy you want to use, that's it. He's not someone that. Who knows though? Maybe he'll score the Game 7 overtime goal, and we'll never.
Feels like
I don't know.
Yeah, it feels like Wenberg. It feels like Wenberg sort of taking on him, and I know I messaged you this. It's taking on the Ryan Strome role.
Yeah, he is Ryan Strome 2.0.
It's just
which is
not a good place
for those,
to be.
if you don't know who Ryan Strome is, I assume you do. I mean, that was like 2 years ago. He was the epitome of can't score.
Basically, Wenberg now. I'd say Strome is still worse, but
because Strome should have been.
I mean, Wenberg's only been here half a year. Strome was over a course of many seasons. So
plus he was better. So like when you're better offensively, like we knew Wenberg was kind of just like your like defensive third line center, but like Strome was your power play bumper, first line player with Panarin.
Yeah,
and still could never score ever, and
nope.
But like I said, maybe he's waiting for Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals overtime, dude. If that happens, you think I'd probably pass out
if Wenberg scored in game.
No,
Wait,
if
the Stanley Cup
Game
final or the
7 went
conference
to
finals?
overtime, I would freaking pass out, and they would have
Like,
to like revive me.
Overtime this series or Cup? You said I forget. Cup. Yeah, I mean, anybody scores in the Stanley Cup final, you're probably passing out. Wenberg or Rempe, or if Rempe's even out there. I mean, Rempe was out there because
I wasn't surprised just because the fact that dude, I can't talk. I'm still like
I'm not surprised that Kakko is out. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. We've heard it all day.
Do you think like because he wasn't even out there for warm-ups? Maybe you think he's got like an issue with the coaching staff? Maybe said something, or you think maybe they just told him, listen, you're not playing. Just don't bother going to warm-ups, or
it's interesting you bring that up because it's like it's almost like somebody just maybe this is a bad analogy to use, but it's almost like somebody that is always jumping around jobs. It's like sometimes after a while you have to kind of look at yourself in the mirror and see if you're the problem. Not saying Kakko was the problem, but this is two coaching staffs now that have kind of.
Kakko just needs the playing time. He's got some really good.
Yeah, but I'm saying like from that perspective, it's almost like this is now two coaching staffs.
Maybe it's on like
he's doing.
Maybe it's on like another like layer where it's not his playing. Maybe it's his attitude, or maybe work ethic, practice. We don't know, but you would like I said, you would like to see him play a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, getting scratched.
I do like
Cooley
in the postseason
is
another guy
pretty bad.
Cooley should probably get more minutes. If we're talking about people getting more minutes, I would definitely. He's been good, physical, skates, forechecks hard.
Yeah. Cooley's been very good. Very good playoff. Cooley's exactly, I think, what you want us to have in that third line playoff player. We were talking about it all year. We were all excited to see what Cooley could do in the postseason.
How about still? You're on a huge slump here, dude, with goal predictions.
Yeah, and what's funny is I was just looking at my list. I got Kakko tomorrow.
Oh, you can change that.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it. Even if he plays, I'm gonna change it.
You can, just change it. Like, you can change it. Just
so for tomorrow or Sunday's game.
Like you're right. It is tomorrow, 12:00.
Technically, yeah. For tomorrow's game.
That's crazy that we're saying tomorrow's game.
I will say, I don't know. I have Panarin game 5. Do I double up with Panarin? He's got to score one of these games, right? He's got to. Panarin's got to put one in the back of the net.
What do you think's a worse?
He hasn't scored since Game 3, right? Jeez.
What do you think is a worse pick? If you picked Wenberg or if you picked like Trouba
for game 4,
just in general. 3? Just in general.
Wenberg, because Trouba at least scored.
Trouba, yeah. Is Wenberg going at a team that hasn't scored forward wise? And not counting Brzezinski, and not counting Hedel or Brzezinski.
Yeah, the guys that barely played. Yeah,
I think he's the only one.
Yes,
playing every game that hasn't scored.
I mean, really, there's only been a couple players that haven't scored that have actually played.
Wait, Gaudreau's got 4 goals. That's insane.
Yeah, dude, Gaudreau's been, he had 4 goals all regular season.
What is that?
Gaudreau is he's got 6 points, 4 goals, 2 assists.
They've played 12 games, right? 8 and 4.
Yeah, so far they played 12 games. Yeah, 9 and 3.
That's 33%, and then times 82 is.
He's got 6 points in 12 games.
Dude, that's like mid-20s. Like that's like 26, 27 goals.
Dude, he had 4 goals in 80 games this year. He's got 4 goals in 9 or 12 games.
12 playoff
He's been
games.
excellent. His playoff,
He's been good.
Excellent. And a lot of times what he gets praised in the playoffs is he's not afraid to get in front of shots. He's not afraid to play defense.
Yeah.
But this year it's an offensive weapon. He's a force.
What is people are probably clowning on me for saying, I was saying Gaudreau game 1 gonna score, like Gaudreau's gotta score, and 4 goals is just an asterisk. Like, what is that on the team? Is that third? Kreider's got 7. Trocheck, I think he's got 7 because he scored today. He's got more than Zibanejad. Panarin's got 4. I think
he's
Laff's
tied
got 4.
probably with Laff's got 4, Panarin's got 4, so he's tied with them.
Tied for third?
Yes. Dude, he's got more than Mika.
Mika's got 2 or 3, and then 2 of them came in the span of what? 10 minutes of that first period, game 1.
But it's helped me because he's got the 11 assists, so he's tied for the most points on the
team. Who got an assist on the last goal?
It was Trocheck.
Just Trocheck?
I think it was just Trocheck because it was.
Did a defenseman dump that out?
Yeah, it was Trouba. Because Gaudreau won the face-off, then it was Trouba, Gaudreau, or then it was
Trouba from Trouba and Trocheck, and the first goal was Trocheck from Panarin and Fox. So Fox got an even strength point. That's his 5th point in the playoffs. Definitely looks like he's definitely hurt, but
he's laboring out there.
I thought he was good today. At least offensively, I thought he played a little bit better. He was a little more aggressive. Power play wasn't great though.
No, the power play but I will say this though. I think it's I think as a Ranger fan, this is one of these examples again where it just shows you that this team's able to win without the power play. You go 0 for 4 on the power play and they still found a way to win.
Rempe played 10 minutes today. I don't know if that's his career high.
Might be. I mean, Rempe in overtime is not something I think anybody ever had.
I mean, because VC got hurt, and I think they weren't going to go down to 10 forwards.
I thought Rempe was good today, though. Like I thought
he drilled someone like in the 3rd period pretty well in the corner. Kind of
thought all in all he was solid.
He lost that edge a little on that Kulikov hit.
Yeah, that was. I thought he was going in for the.
Imagine he did a windmill move and just roofed it.
Dude, he did a Mishi from behind the net.
He went around. Dude, if he hit a Michigan, that goal would be played for eternity. Like ESPN.
What do you think would be played more? The Kreider legacy period? Like what would be talked about more 20 years from now? Rempe's Mishi or Kreider's legacy period?
From the casual fans, it would probably be the Rempe. Like that would literally ESPN doesn't post a lot of hockey. That would have 4 posts itself.
Dude, that would blow up. It would blow up. Like
a Rempe Michigan. What are we talking about here? Imagine that happened.
Dude, he was going in for it. I'm telling you.
Oh my
dude,
God.
He actually wiped out though.
I know, dude. I mean, it was.
I wasn't even gonna lie. I was kind of laughing at
his edges. I mean, he's not a great skater, so you can't really blame him, I guess. But his edges aren't great, and he just got wiped up on the freaking hit by I believe it was Kulikov.
Yeah.
But
I wanted Rempe to nail Kulikov too.
Maybe Kachuk.
Yeah, Kachuk's annoying. He's good though.
You know what I wanted to say? I don't know if you noticed. You know what I think is hurt is Trocheck. Because his faceoffs, he's been horrible on faceoffs.
Yeah, the faceoffs have been bad.
He doesn't take the faceoffs anymore on the power play.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. I don't know why they've gone away from
it.
I mean, he was 50% today, but
look at his wrist. If they ever show it, he's got tape all over his wrist. So maybe he's broke his wrist.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned the faceoffs because I know they ended the day 52%, so they were over. But even going back to the Carolina series, like the last couple games of that Carolina series, they were not nearly as dominant.
I'm telling you because I think he's hurt. I think, like I said, I think his wrist is.
Matter of fact, I think Game 5 and Game 6 they were lower on the faceoffs. I'm
telling you, dude. I think his wrist is broken.
Yeah, you make a point. Mika's been out there a lot more. You've seen Gaudreau out there, of course.
He's been great.
Gaudreau's been excellent. He was 76% today. Really 77 because he was at 76.9. So you go to 77.
That's really
Rempe
good.
took the one face off because they got kicked out. Dude, he won it. He got low too. Rempe knew what he was doing.
I mean,
put Rempe in there.
I think he's played center a little bit.
Rempe on the power play.
He did have power play time today, actually. He played a little bit of one of the power plays at the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Which one was that?
It was in the second period, so, or was it? Yeah. Wait, no, it was in the first period.
The 4-on-3, I wish they would have scored there.
Dude, they weren't shooting the puck. The
No.
power play is struggling on just getting pucks to the net.
Yeah.
You know, they definitely need to get more pucks to the net, especially with a series like this where you're not going to get a lot of chances, and you're going to need to get lucky with,
Mm-hmm.
deflection or goes off like I said, someone's skate or something like that. Like they're going to need to get definitely a lot more pucks to the net. And I don't think they're doing that, especially in the power play. But they zipped it. They zipped it a couple of good times. I feel like on the, I think it was the 4-on-3 where they were kind of cross seaming. But a lot of the times they were just going to the outside. I think they had one chance that they threw on net, and I think it hit a Panthers player, and Kreider got the rebound.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah, and he
about?
tried to put it back.
He tried like turning around. I don't
Turn
know.
around, yeah.
It might have gone. I don't think he deflected it, but he did get the rebound and went right into Bobrovsky. So.
Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, overtime was good. Rangers came out playing well in the overtime, and then it kind of, I guess, evened out a little bit. But they got the winner. Barclay Goodrow, overtime winner. Artemi Panarin, overtime winner.
Who did you
overtime winner.
Who did you have scoring that overtime goal?
You know what's funny? After Hedl missed that chance, I'm like, yeah, he's gonna get one.
You thought Hedl was gonna come back and get one?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna come back and get one. He's gonna get one. Hedl's gonna get one. He looked
Like
really good. This was the best Hedl has looked this postseason.
He's gonna stay on that line. I'd say this though, Zibanejad doesn't look that great.
No, I feel like he's not shooting enough. Would you agree?
Dude, there was a play in, I think it was in overtime, where he had the puck at the top, and he just held on to it, and then he lost the puck the other way.
Yeah, he had a couple turnovers today in the offensive zone. Like he's hesitant. Like he's not like even his passes, like he's not quick with them. He's getting the puck and then Florida goes at him and he's turning it over, or he then can't settle it down. It's like, I don't know. He's
been a little trigger shy. We need him to shoot the puck because he's the best when that happens. I thought Kreider was a little quiet for the most part. Even the second line, pretty quiet.
Other than the
third line was, I don't even want to talk about them. But I thought the fourth line was good. Fourth line, I thought, had a really good game. They had some sustainable shifts where they were able to cycle. I think like early in the first period that VC made a nice play and then Rempe made a good play. So I thought they were pretty good. But but at the end of the day, this is not going to be a series where, like I said earlier, like this is going to be a tight series. It's going to be low scoring. You're going to have to capitalize on special teams. And, especially guys like Panarin, who I don't think this matchup really favors his game. So, but we'll see. Hopefully he could kind of, he's got to make some more plays just in general. Like, I'm not saying he has to score, but like, Barkov and Tkachuk really didn't do much as far as like score sheet today, but they made some key plays. More so Barkov. I think Barkov is better than Tkachuk. I don't know if that's a hot take. Tkachuk's a great player, but Barkov was very good. Barkov has been the best player in the series, I think.
I feel like Panarin is he's trying to do a little too much.
Too trigger shy again today.
Yeah. Feels like today too, the puck was just bouncing all over his stick. Like he couldn't get control of it.
There was that one.
There was a couple of those passes though today. Even the one they had on Hedl that almost if he would have gotten it, he would have had a chance.
I was literally just going to mention it. There was a chance where it seems like the both teams keep like flipping the puck for like the breakout. There was a chance where it jumped and Hedl could have, if he knocked it down, he would have had a breakaway.
Yeah, went between like his legs or something.
Yeah,
looked like. Yeah. Igor was great today too. We didn't hit on him yet. He was awesome. I thought he was
made a big save on what's his face in overtime, Lomberg, and then he made another big one, I think. Then there was a bunch of chances where I thought they were going to end the game. There was a play in the third period where it went off a shaft and then went off the top of the crossbar from Barkov.
Yeah,
remember that play? And then there was one either in the first or second period where it was like a wide open net, and then Trouba was able to clear it. So he was good today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a lot better than he was in definitely game one. Also got tested more.
The goal was just like a crazy screen. Just
Wenberg kind of got faked because Wenberg dropped down early to
it
block
hit his
it,
stick, I think
and
too. I think it hit Wenberg's stick.
yeah,
But
he was
there's
screened
so
up
much
front.
traffic in the net. He couldn't in front. He couldn't see it.
He
On the
also
other
made that
goal,
one really good save too on the I believe it was when I believe it was a 4-on-4 to start the third period. On Lendell.
I think
Yeah.
Reinhardt had a good chance in the game too. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, just the fact that he was kind of no fluky goals today was kind of a good sign. Obviously, he's given up what 3 goals in the series so far. So,
Yeah.
but Bob's given up 2. So both the goalies have been good. First goal, Bobrovsky had no chance. So,
Yeah.
But I did think that, like I said, the last goal was a little, like wrist shot from the point. You have to. I mean, it wasn't from the point, but it was in between the circles and point. He's probably got to save that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I thought I mean, this is going to be kind of the way series is. We've seen a lot of 4-3 games this year. Or this postseason, I don't think we're going to see any 4-3 games this series.
Yeah,
It's going to be a lot of like 3-2, 2-1, 1-0 maybe. Bob Builder back in here. Thank you for joining us. Gosh, we need that win big time. Definitely.
What was
cannot join the history that what
was the
1-19.
reaction? Bubbs, give me the reaction when Goodrow buries that.
I did put the hands up.
Was it relief or was it hype?
A little bit of both. I mean, I was hyped. I was hyped just because it was the freaking shot. Yeah. But I was relief. Like, I was kind of just in shock. Like, I didn't think
I can't believe that went in. Like that. Like just thinking about that.
It was a snipe. Like I was in shock.
Who had that on the
finger? I was hyped that I was hyped over the shot. I was probably relieved that we won, but my hype was coming from the shot itself.
Dude, wait, listen. Who had that on their bingo board? Barkley Goodrow, clean shot, top corner for the winner.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Bob Bill. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. It's like relief. Anytime you score in overtime, it's relief. I think that's got to be.
But 3-0.
Yeah. So 3-0 in overtime. Game 2. I would love to see them come out on the road the same way they did tonight.
The Rangers are 1-0 right now since I've got my haircut. I just want to say that.
Same. I got a haircut yesterday too.
That's what we got. No haircut, and then when they lose again, we got to get another haircut.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny? Vibes are high, obviously, today because we won.
Yes.
I've never had this happen before. I assume many people haven't. So I usually go to this one barbershop, right? And I usually go there's like 2 guys that I usually go to, and they were already like seeing people. So there was like, I guess a third guy who was like a new person. Cut my hair. He did a good job, I thought. Dude, at the end of the haircut, he clipped my fucking ear. Really? And my ear is bleeding. Like on the top, like right here, there's like a scab now. But dude, like he was so close to like fucking up my ear. Luckily, it looks just like a paper clip or paper cut on the top of my ear. But yeah, I almost lost my ear today.
That's fine. Another comment. You guys deserve more views. Love the guys' post-game breakdowns. Appreciate that, Bob. If you ever want to call in, links in the chat. Where is Danny?
He couldn't join in today. Today's graduation.
Are you doing the so did he miss overtime?
No. He watched it, but like he's like, I guess he's like with his family or maybe his girlfriend or whatever.
So are you doing the Danny watch party?
We might. I don't know. I mean, the last time I watched a game with Danny in the playoffs was game 3 on a Sunday afternoon in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Lightning. And we know what happened in that game. I think I told you that.
Yeah.
Did you say it was your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
When is your birthday?
Yeah, it was my birthday.
Is it coming
June
up then?
5th.
Do they play on June 5th? Is that in between games, or would that be like Stanley Cup area?
It'd probably be Stanley Cup because game 5 is June 3rd. Or game 7 is June 3rd. If this series gets to game 7, it'd be June 3rd.
They probably won't play then on that. I also heard that.
I mean, if this series in Dallas series ends in maybe like 6, I could see it.
That is true, then yeah.
I doubt this series ends in anything less than 7.
I also heard that each game in the Stanley Cup Finals has 2 days off. I don't like that.
Really? That
Yeah.
sucks.
Like game 1, game 2.
Juicing it so then it goes to like the last week of June.
They're really trying to elongate it, but yeah. I mean,
it's already
so
12:17.
maybe.
Gosh, I got to be up in 6 hours.
Why, you got work? Softball?
Yeah.
What do you got?
It's like this.
Volunteer work?
Yeah.
Is it for like? I mean, I guess something put for like college.
No, it's like work.
You getting paid for it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good then.
But
what time is it? You said 6 o'clock?
You have to be up at like 6. So,
dude, I feel like you've gotten lucky with the like every time you have to get up early, they manage to win.
Yeah, but they always go to overtime.
Yeah, but it's like
the 8 starts are killing. I would just make them at 7 o'clock. Put them at 7.
Yeah, but that's like prime time. They always put the games at 8 o'clock.
Either way, shall we end it? I
mean, yeah. I mean, I got. Wait, so who are you changing to?
Oh,
this is an exception. No, you know, if he plays, you have to use him. If he plays, you have to use him.
All right, fine. If he plays, I have to use him. If he doesn't play, I'll go Heedle.
Phil Heel.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So that'll do it. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you 7 o'clock, I'd say, somewhere around there. No, 6:30 maybe. Game starts at 3. Overtime.
It's probably a little bit longer. What, like 3 hours?
So yeah, like 6:30. Either way, we'll see you sometime Sunday evening, right after the game. Hopefully, up 2-1. The vibes could be immaculate going into Memorial Day. So we gotta get that win, and then the Stanley Cups are really back on. If you go up 2-1, and all the pressure's then on Florida for Game 4 because you can't go back to the Garden down 3-1. So series here is back even, 1-1, and Barca Gaudreau, New York legend, runs the town.
21's going up.
Yeah. And yeah, that'll do it. We'll see you Sunday. LGR.